بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. نعوذ بالله العظيم من الشيطان الرجيم، ونسأله عز وجل أن ينفعنا مما علمنا وأن يعلمنا مما ينفعنا، ونسأل الله عز وجل علما نافعا ونعوذ به من علم لا ينفع. ربنا زدنا علما، وربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Inshallah ta'ala, our plan is, with the help of Allah Azza wa Jal and His assistance, is to go through a brief journey of the afterlife. Through these 8 talks, inshallah ta'ala, will go past death, the grave, the minor signs of the Day of Judgment, the major signs of the Day of Judgment, the Day of Judgment, and then finally Jannah and Nar. And this is a summarized version of lectures that I have previously given on the topic. It usually takes about 20 hours, but we're doing it in a little less than 8. So obviously there will be some material that is left out. But inshallah ta'ala, at least we'll get to go through some of the information pertaining to Al-Akhirah. Now Al-Akhirah is an extremely important issue, since almost half of Quran was devoted to the subject. And when we say Akhirah, there are a few things bundled in. It's not just what happens after the Day of Judgment, but it also includes death and the grave. And traditionally our scholars have included the signs of the Day of Judgment in their books about Al-Akhirah, even though these are things that are still happening in dunya. So when we say that it's a very important topic to talk about, why is it important to talk about death, and why is it important to talk about the signs of the Day of Judgment, and why is it important to talk about Jannah and Nar? Number one, when it comes to death, it is a straightforward command by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, أكثر من ذكر هادم اللذات. Frequently remember Hadim al-Ladhat. Hadim al-Ladhat literally is the destroyer of pleasure. And that is a name given to death. And it's called the destroyer of pleasure because it terminates everything that you're doing in dunya. If you're enjoying yourself in dunya, death puts an end to that. Rasulullah ﷺ in this hadith is saying that you should always remember death. You have to keep it on your mind. You have to remind each other about it. Why? Because if we do not talk about death, we will continue living in this dream. It is death that will make us wake up and realize that this world is but a temporary abode, and that Akhirah, Al-Akhiratu khayrun wa abqa, that Akhirah is the everlasting. وأنذرهم يوم الحسرة إذ قضي الأمر وهم في غفلة وهم لا يؤمنون. Allah Azza wa Jal says, and warn them the day of regret, which is the Day of Judgment. وهم في غفلة, they are unaware. اقترب للناس حسابهم وهم في غفلة معرضون. The reckoning of mankind is soon, and they are unaware and heedless. Allah Azza wa Jalla is telling us, Ata amrullah. The command of Allah has already came. فَلَا تَسْتَعْجِلُهُ. Don't hasten, because in the kuffar of Quraysh, they used to tell Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you're always talking about Akhirah, bring it over. Where is it? So Allah Azza wa Jal revealed this ayah that the command is already on its way. As-sa'a, the day of judgment, is on its way. And there's a saying in Arabic, كُلُّ مَا هُوَ آتٍ قَرِيب. Everything that is approaching is near. As long as it's on its way, then it's close. As long as it's coming, then it's near. And that's why Allah Azza wa Jal said, اقتربت الساعة. The hour is approaching. And as long as it's on its way, it's going to hit you one day. Doesn't matter if it's after 1,000 years, 10,000 years, 1 year, 1 month, 1 day. As long as it's coming, it's close. Why? Because time passes by very fast. It is reported that Nuh alayhi salam was asked about his long life when he was passing away. They told him, how long did it seem? He said it was like walking in a room and then walking out. 950 years plus. It's just like walking through a room. And don't be amazed with that. Think about yourself. If you're 30 years old, sit down alone in a room and think about all of your past. All of the memories of your past, I think you could go through them within half an hour or an hour because you forgot most of it. So 30 years are boiled down to half an hour or an hour, and that's it. So it's very important to talk about that so that we wake up. So that's why it's important talking about Al-Maut. What about the signs of the Day of Judgment? Rasulullah ﷺ has spoke about events, milestones that are going to occur before the Day of Judgment. And these are light posts or milestones that tell you that the hour is approaching. And there are many such signs. Over 50 of them are authentic, but then there are many others. And then we know that there are 10 major signs, and we're going to talk about these too. Why is it important to talk about these signs? And many of these signs involve fitan. And what is fitna?